This video has been funded in part by the Guild via Patreon. Check out the links in the description or at the end of this video for more details. Game provided by East Asia Soft.
Hello everyone, my name is Chris Gildart and welcome to another Pros vs. Cons mini review. I know I've mentioned multiple times that I love anime, but have I mentioned I'm a man of culture as well? I mention this because I'm going to be taking a look at Moero Crystal H on Switch. I even played the original Moe Chronicles on the Vita thanks to it randomly appearing at a local pawn shop one day. Now, if you don't know what the H in the title means, this probably isn't the video for you, but if you understand, Watashi no taika, shita doho. Now, I'm expecting some good old-fashioned dungeon-crawling JRPG goodness from this game. But will we get all the waifus and who is best girl? Well, we're about to find out why it's Lindworm. Alright, ready, set,
Pros.
Of course, the first thing I'm gonna mention is this game's visuals. But would you expect anything less from Idea Factory? I've played almost every single Neptunia game, and if there's one guarantee with Idea Factory, you're going to get some good-looking characters. One thing I noticed is the use of colors and shades. It honestly doesn't matter what it is, but Moero Crystal H uses a lot of fine details to give their characters more personality. You pretty well know exactly what to expect when you see that character. One thing I was expecting to see in this game, thanks to my experience with Moe Chronicles on Vita, was grammatical errors. I knew this game had a lot more localization work on it than the last one, but I was really surprised at the overall quality of writing, both in its handling of the English language and in its storytelling and character interactions. Moero Crystal H really plays up the anime influences. I feel like I'm watching an isekai, not isekai Monster Musume. Oh wait, that already exists. Each character represents a character trope we all know from various harem animes, like the main girl that you know the story really wants you to pick, the creepy one that likes things that the main character finds weird but endearing, the tsundere who doesn't even want to be with you, baka, the lolly that you do your best not to unlock a sexy costume for, and the shy one that just wants some unprotected hand-holding. Yeah, that last one's kind of my favorite. I stan Lindworm, she is best girl. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Finally, the most important part of the game, the gameplay. I honestly don't know what you were expecting. Moero Crystal H is a dungeon-crawling, turn-based JRPG similar to the likes of Legend of Grimrock, where you enter the dungeon in a first-person view. Your map is completely blank and you walk in spaces. It's not like you're free to walk in a full 360 degrees. You must explore the entirety of the dungeon using forward, back, left, and right. I don't know if I'm the only one who does this, but I have to reveal the entire map, even if I know there's nothing in certain areas. I just have to complete the map. I honestly blame Dark Cloud for this. But while you're completing the map, you'll find treasure chests, materials, and items that can be very useful. You'll also find various panties as you explore the dungeon. When gifted to the correct girl, you unlock a new outfit. Every character gets 4 costumes. The base one, which is the one that you'll see them in naturally through the story. The second outfit is their underwear outfit. The third one is usually another underwear or swimsuit outfit. And the final one is a special one. These final outfits are usually my favorite beyond the main costume. They tend to really fit the character's personality or the creature that they're supposed to be. Then there's the JRPG style battles. This is similar to Dragon Quest, where you don't see your main girls unless they do something special. Instead, you see the enemies in full display. I find I can really enjoy the enemy designs more this way, and it doesn't take up too much space on the screen considering the fact that you have 5 party members, and so can the enemy. The battle mechanics are exactly what you'd expect from a JRPG, where you have normal attacks and special attacks that use MP. Where it gets really interesting is when you have to battle other monster girls. The story actually blends into the battles this way. The goddess of the world bestowed the panties of light and the bra of darkness onto the world to keep balance to everything. However, someone has stolen the bra of darkness when our main character is visiting the temple where they're held. You join Luana and Auton in using the panties of light to find the bra of darkness and stop the world from imploding on itself. Where the story seeps into the gameplay is with the monster girls you need to battle. They have been turned evil by the power of the Bra of Darkness, and you must free them using the power of the Panties of Light. These monster girls tend to serve as bosses and mini-bosses in each dungeon. They sometimes come with regular monsters as minions, so you need to worry about them as well. But how you free them is that you must increase Auton's desire meter. This can be done by working well as a team or slowly damaging the monster girls' clothing parts. If you are able to take out the clothing parts, Auton will shower the girls with coins and give you a chance to place the Panties of Light on the girl to free her. In order to do this, you must find her 3 weak points. On some girls, it's easier to find than others. Once the girl is freed, you can then add her to your team. But don't worry, If you're like me and you want to max out the level of every single character, you can build up their rooms at the inn for them to stay at. They will earn experience even if you don't take them with you on your adventures. And probably the best thing about Moero Crystal H's gameplay is how well it is as a pick up and play game. Since it is a JRPG, you can definitely sink a couple of hours in at a time. But if you just want to play a little bit before heading to bed, you can take the Switch into handheld mode and do a little bit of grinding to find more gifts and panties. Maybe you want to do a little bit of leveling for the next boss. Grinding is also made 1,000 times easier by a fast travel mechanic. If you want to get somewhere in the dungeon quickly, you just need to bring up the map and click on that square and your character will head there as quickly as possible. On top of that, there is an auto function for battles, so grinding in this game is as painless as it gets. I have literally just sat in bed, entering a dungeon, grabbing all the items, leaving, then coming back in to respawn all of those items and see if I get anything different. And that's all the positives I have so far. Now it's time for the wrath of the cons! Alright, the first thing that kind of hit me as something that put me off a bit was the audio mix. I'll be honest, the game does something really smart. When the characters speak, the background music fades out a little bit. This makes it easier to enjoy the soundtrack while not drowning out the voices of the characters while they're talking. The only thing is that sometimes this glitches out and the first syllable of a character's line will be extremely loud, and then suddenly all the audio tracks fade down to what it should be. I found this really off-putting, and when it would happen, it would take me out of the game like being slapped with a brick wall. I know I also praised the artwork at the beginning, but I really wish they did a little bit more with this. The art style and colors they chose for each character is really good, and coming from Idea Factory, I expected a lot more dynamic character art than just changing facial expressions and matching lip flaps. The character poses don't change no matter what the character's emotions are. It can be weird at times that a character has a really happy looking pose, but a sad looking face. It would be really nice if the poses matched the facial expressions. Speaking of more dynamic artwork, it would be really nice if the enemies had a different sprite when they attack. I wouldn't mind if it was the same for every attack, but just give me something different to look at. Even the monster girls you fight just change their facial expressions when they attack you. Nothing interesting beyond that. It would give this game a real boost in overall quality to have a few more designs for each character and enemy. When the enemy monsters attack, they just get a little bigger. Now, I know you're fighting mostly scantily clad monster girls, but there's a time and a place for that. On the note of more artwork, I would have liked to see some more outfits than just underwear and swimsuits. Like, I know who this game is targeting, and don't get me wrong, the outfits do look good, but I have never been the person to take these outfits into gameplay with me on a regular occasion. My favorite costumes have been the more interesting ones. The ones that, although they are quite revealing, are more than just a bra and a panty. This kind of comes back to my belief that you should utilize everything that your art team creates for concept work. Even if it's in the form of DLC, I wouldn't mind seeing some more outfits in this game. Something that really got to me with this game was the rub sections. This is where you have to find the weak points for the various monster girls as you try to free them from the power of the Bra of Darkness. What's annoying about these sections is that they don't work in docked mode. I feel like it was designed around the idea that you will literally be rubbing the screen in handheld mode. Unless I was capturing gameplay footage, if I was playing this game in docked mode and entered a rub section, I'd either get up to grab my Switch or I would just let the time run out. I shouldn't have to do this. I would improve this by still allowing the player to move the monster girl up and down by using the left stick and have a reticle that's controlled by the right stick. You can either poke, tap, pinch, or rub, and different parts of the monster girl will be weaker to one over the others. So why not make R1 to tap and R2 to poke? Hold either down and move the right stick to rub, and both L1 and L2 are pinch. This will make it so much easier to play on a TV. Lastly, I'll mention something that I was expecting, but I'm still disappointed in. Japanese voices only. I honestly don't mind having Japanese voices in a game like this, but it's become such an industry norm when bringing over an anime-style game like this that we've all grown to accept that we'll rarely get an English dub for these niche games. But I remember back in the day when almost every anime-style game that would get localized in the West would have an English dub, and it really helped me get even more into the game when I could understand what the characters were saying and how they were expressing it based on my own culture. I can still get that from the Japanese dub, but there's something about having an English dub that gives it more of that interactive anime feeling for me. In the end, Moero Crystal H was a good time sink for me. I mostly just played the first 2 dungeons for this review, but didn't mind at all grinding out to free all the monster girls I could while leveling up the ones that I currently had. There were a few things that I'd like to see improved, like the more dynamic artworks, or at least a few different poses for the characters to be more expressive. As well, I would have liked to see the rub sections be better translated to the docked mode experience. But I can't deny the fact that I actually want to play more and more of this game. Just jumping into a dungeon to grab some more items and grind out some levels was just so much fun. So I give Moero Crystal H a thumbs up. I honestly think that if you're into anime-style JRPGs with loads of fan service, you can't go wrong. And don't worry, you don't need to experience Moe Chronicles to enjoy this game. I can't recommend Moero Crystal H enough, and I hope you'll give it a try. But anyways, everybody, thank you so much for watching this mini review. If you enjoyed it, give the video a like and subscribe for more. September is almost over, which means streams will be coming back soon. So let me know what you'd like to see me stream down in the comments below. Also, let me know your thoughts on Moero Crystal H and this review. If you'd like to help support the channel and what I do here, you can join the Guild, like these awesome people that you're seeing on screen right now. You can join them at the end of every single video for just $1 a month. There's other rewards and other tiers as well, so check out the links that you see on screen, and I will see you all down in the comments.